Okay, hi, good morning. Right. So we are going to start off the second part of the recording, which is the 10.4 vaccination. So in this subtopic, we'll learn the process of vaccination, how it functions. Okay. And then also we are going to cover also a bit on 10.5, how to stop the spreading of disease. Okay. Now, basically, what is vaccination? So vaccinations is a process or is a method to give protection to our body to against a specific disease. Okay, so then let's just define what is a vaccine. So basically, vaccine is a dead or weakened pathogens that will be injected to our body so that to trigger some immune response towards certain disease. Okay, so why vaccination is important? So it helps us actually to, let's say we are exposed to dangerous disease like COVID. So if we have vaccination, we can actually try to reduce the effect of the infections. Okay, as we have antibody to actually to be produced by your body to fight back against the disease. Okay, okay, this is the picture of. So this is a picture of how vaccination works. So look at the first picture. So what is actually injected into our body during vaccination? So basically, we are injecting the dead or inactive pathogens, but they do have antigens on the surface of the pathogens. So once we inject it into the body, since they have antigens on the surface, they will somehow trigger the lymphocyte. So yeah, which type of lymphocyte? It's a B lymphocyte. So what they will do is they will produce the complementary antibody. Complementary means they have the antibody that have the same shapes or complementary shapes that can fit on the antigens. Okay, then they only can stop, okay, or destroy the bacteria. So the antibody actually being produced by the lymphocyte and bind on the antigens of the pathogens. Okay, after they have bind the pathogens, they can clump the pathogens together. Okay, so either they clump the pathogens together or they can actually destroy them. They have a few methods to destroy the pathogens. So one of it is they group them together. So once they group them together, so they will actually phagocyte. I think we have studied about phagocyte, right? How they actually uh, destroy the bacteria. Okay, so what they will do is they will engulf, okay, ingest and engulf, and then after that they will digest these whole clumps of pathogens. So in this way, okay, the pathogens will be actually destroyed. So at the same time, after they've gone through this series of uh, uh, immune response, so they will actually produce the immune cells in their body as well. So this will produce a long-term immunity. So when there's reinfection, so all these antibody are ready to be produced to actually to destroy the pathogens. Okay, so in a way, so before the pathogens are able to multiply and cause you the disease, we are actually our immune system already produced the antibody to kill the pathogen. So in a way, through vaccination, it helps you to reduce of the chances or the opportunity to get certain disease. Okay. So these are the details of the vaccination works. So just a recap. So maybe we can just read one more time, okay, to go through the process. So first of all, harmless pathogen is being injected in the body. So, and these antigens will actually trigger an immune response. So what is the immune response? So the immune response will actually make the complementary antibody, all right? They will activate the antibody and they will produce it. Okay, so in a way, so the lymphocyte will be able to produce the complementary antibody, they multiply it, and the antibody will be released. And okay, they will actually bind on the surface of the pathogens and destroy them. So in a way, also at the same time, when the antibody being produced, the memory cell that will also be produced, and this can last for years. Okay, And if the antigen is encountered, okay, the same types of antigen is encountered again, so antibody are ready to be produced to destroy the pathogen. So in a way, so they actually produce a long-term immunity. Okay. Right. So these are just some diagram to help you. Okay. So these are the summary. So which is, we already mentioned it 2 times. So you can just go through yourself. Okay. Now, last part of the chapter 10. So, how do we actually stop, okay, or control the spread of disease? Okay, other than vaccinations, other than injection of serums. Okay, so there's a few ways that we need to look into. So one of the way is we can have the clean water supply, and then the food preparation, your personal hygienes, and the waste disposal, and also the sewage treatment. So we look into each one, okay, in much more detail. So now, how do we actually control the spread of the disease? Is actually before they entering to our body, we'll try to stop the pathogens from spreading. Okay, so yeah, so let's start with the first one. That means to prevent, okay, the spreading of disease, we have to stop, okay, the pathogens from spreading. So we can have a few simple measure like good hygiene practice, sanitations, and also maybe waste disposal. Okay, so first of all, maybe hygienic food preparation. So how can we, what do you mean by hygienic food preparations? So in terms of looking at this picture, okay, these are the certain ways where actually we can, it's a guideline for us, okay, how do we go through the hygienic food preparations? So maybe you can keep the food cold, okay, maybe in the fridge or freezer, so that we can stop the bacteria from growing, okay, growing a bit more slower, okay. Keep the food, okay, like to avoid hygienically, to avoid contamination. Maybe like for example, when you prepare the food, so you have to prepare the food on a clean work surface. Wash your hand first before you work on the food, okay, or maybe cover up the food as well as you prepare um, the dishes. Okay, cook the food well. So we try to cook the food under high temperature so that most of the bacteria are killed. Okay, use separate chopping board. So maybe one chopping board is for the uncooked meat, then the other one is for the meat, and one is for veggie, so that they don't cross contaminations. Okay, wash hands after you use the toilet, okay, before you handling food, so that we do not bring in, the bacteria from the toilet. Okay, next one, personal hygiene. So you can wash your hand, okay, frequently. Wash your dishes. Wash your dishes. Use sorry. Okay, wash your hair. Shower daily so that you can remove off some of the bacteria. Wash your clothes, okay, with washing powder. Okay, brush your teeth. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then another thing is when you are using tissue to catch the sneezes or cough, so you better dispose it as soon as possible so that they are so that because the pathogen are still alive. So anyone that get in touch in the tissues that you used before, they will actually got the bacteria with them also. Okay. Okay, waste disposal. Okay. So how do we dispose our waste? So do we openly just throw our rubbish in this way? Or what shall we do? Okay, we shall actually dispose the food in a sealed container. So because which means like when you throw away your food, you should just seal up the plastic, because this can cause flies to come over, and flies is source of the is a vector, that actually transmitting the disease. Okay, rubbish bin must be covered. Okay, rubbish should be stored before collections. So which means you should just cover it in the dustbin. before the garbage truck come in to collect. Okay, sanitations, okay, means if you look at the picture, means we try to provide the clean water. Okay, so we try like to have sewage treatment, okay, have pumping and train to remove the feces and wastes in an orderly manner. Okay, raw sewage should be treated so that we can remove some of the waste and also kill the pathogen being released into the environment. Okay, remember that we have talked about this during the cholera, the history of cholera, where actually during the era of industrializations, where the drainage system is not properly built, and then all the sewage, have been just, disposed everywhere, and that causes the cholera to spread, okay, during the era of industrialization. And once the people actually discover it, they try to actually improve uh, the we call it the sanitations, system. So therefore, in some of the developed country, okay, the cholera cases is actually very, very low. Okay, but those third world country, they don't have the budgets, to have a proper sanitation system, and therefore, the cases of cholera in third world countries still at a very high rate. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think we are done with 10.4 and 10.5. So please kindly refer to the video and then do your revision on it. Okay, thank you and see you.